I'm Jocelyn.
And my name is Zane.
We're the East Student Champions from John Tyson Elementary School.
Last year, we applied for the Founders Award.
When we look back to last year, we realized that although they filled the kite and helped our community, our projects weren't really sophisticated, and they mainly served our school community.
We know we still have work to do in those areas, but one area we think we're super strong in is student growth and engagement.
You may wonder why we think this.
In order to learn about student growth and engagement, we read articles about both.
We read an article about why student growth matters.
We learned that test scores don't tell the full story.
And that student growth is showing that schools meet students where they are.
When we read about student engagement, we learned that there are 3 kinds of student engagement:
Emotional engagement,
behavioral engagement,
and cognitive engagement.
Emotional engagement is how much kids feel they belong and how much they feel their work is valued.
Behavioral engagement is how involved students are.
Cognitive engagement is about motivation and how much kids take ownership of their learning.
In an article that talked about measuring student engagement, we learned that one of the top 5 ways to find out if students are connecting and growing is to simply ask them. So we set up a camera and asked Easties to talk about their East experiences.
And this is what we learned.
East is where we belong.
I love team building. We get to learn about ourselves and others. East is where I have found my friends and realized I belong. It's a really special place.
East makes me feel like that I can wake up, come to school, and I'm excited. I feel like a leader and I matter.
East is my happy place.
I have learned skills that would never be possible without East. These skills help me help my community. Even though I'm only 10, I am making a big, important difference in the world.
At the beginning, I didn't know what East was, and now I'm solving problems for kids with special needs.
Hey, who's working on something important?
I am.
That looks like engagement to me.
East is where I belong.
Thanks to East, I'm making a difference.
East is where I belong.
I believe it is evident that East is engaging when families talk about the valuable work that their children are excited about doing, when they write about it in their Christmas cards and post about it on Facebook.
You may remember our project from last year, So That All May Grow.
When we noticed that kids were struggling managing their emotions at school,
we decided to use our garden for good and create a sensory garden.
We used this space with kids and therapists to process their emotions.
We met with Desired Haven to learn more about the organization.
While we were listening to the presentation, we realized that we could use what we learned from our other projects to help families at Desired Haven to work through their emotions in a positive way.
Hi, I'm Emily Sleed. I am the Ozark Guidance School-Based Therapist for John Tyson Elementary. I got the pleasure of working with the Sensory Garden group, and I saw so much growth in these girls from our first meeting until the installation of our garden. And their knowledge grew and their excitement grew along the way. Their communication skills were amazing and improved throughout the project.
Hey, who has learned something new this year?
I have learned to 3D print. It's not easy.
I can create and edit videos.
I'm working with a younger kid and teaching her how to write an ebook. Our book is about our school's 50th anniversary.
I can use the vinyl machine for easy things.
I'm working on an amazing project.
According to the Next site, we are the only school in Northwest Arkansas that is working to prevent the plastic problem. So we are writing an ebook about our experience with the JTE recycling project in order to encourage others to join the cause. We're learning lots of skills like editing pictures, communicating with authors, and publishing an ebook.
When I started East, I didn't know that I was going to help everyone, but now I am thankful that I'm helping people in need.
East is the reason I come to school. I've gotten less shy because of things that I do in East, like talk to the important people on the school board. We write and produce a podcast called Tiger Talk.
We got this note that we think is evidence of growth because it's not like our mom telling us we're getting better. It's a stranger.
Sophia, Brayden, and Gabby. I have been listening to Tiger Talk since it began. but this is my favorite season. I have enjoyed hearing all of the golden stories. Your questions for your guests are such good questions. I love hearing all of the different answers, especially the memories of the guests. You are all very professional and skillful in the interviews. Each week I look forward to the new episode. I am sure it is a lot of hard work, but you all do an amazing job. Keep up the good work. You have several listeners anxious for the next episode.
I'm really smart. Like, I'm in GT, and I never learned stuff in school. But I'm actually learning stuff in East. It feels kind of weird and good.
Some of the tech I've been learning is hard. I've learned that making progress towards my goal and learning as I do it is more important than doing it perfectly the first time.
When I started, I felt like I didn't know anything, but I've been in East for a little bit while now, and I remember that practice makes perfect.
I'm in charge of my learning and projects, and we all set weekly goals to keep us focused.
I've used skills that I've learned in East in my real life, like how to make birthday invitations. I wanted to learn ArcGIS, and because East is student-led, I got to own my learning. I got to go to student trainings and work with Mr. Brian and Mr. Malcolm, famous GIS people. Now I can make a survey in ArcGIS.
There's actually magic in making mistakes, so I don't quit.
Our East students really impress me because they aren't afraid to mess up and try again.
I am learning to do my work by myself, even though it was weird at first. I feel like an adult now.
East has taught me how to overcome obstacles. In 3rd grade, I learned about public speaking, how to work as a team, and tech skills. I cried a lot when things were hard or new. In 4th grade, I got better at those skills and learned new skills. I cried a little less because I started believing in myself. Now in 5th grade, I have confidence, and I am working on a project that will have a big impact on families in my city.
I own my learning.
When I grow up, I want to learn how to be a coder. And in East, I've learned how to do block code.
I'm in Orange, and I get so excited and I have so many ideas that I want to share. Being in East has helped me learn to listen. Now I'm listening with my ears and my head. I'm hearing and thinking about what others are saying, and I think this is going to help me in life.
Seriously, before this year I've never even heard of Canva, and now I'm teaching people how to use it.
This year we have been growing.
Growing in technology.
Growing in knowledge of our community.
Growing in communication skills and leadership.
And growing in empathy and friendships.
My empathy has grown. We are working on a project that we like to call Hope for Oleg. Oleg is a man that lives in Ukraine and is in a wheelchair. He was a teacher but lost his job since he couldn't get to work because the buses left to war. Oleg has been stuck in his apartment for 10 months. He has no one to talk to and no way to get out of his apartment since the men have gone to war and the woman cannot lift him. What we have learned through this project is not on the map test, but it will help us become better leaders and people throughout life.
Last year, I was interviewed for a story about the recycling program that we started, and I could hardly breathe or talk. This year, I'm the confident host of our podcast. I have been a strong leader for my team, showing them how to podcast, and have bravely talked to 17 guests so far.
I've learned to adjust when something goes wrong and how to try something new. I think this flexibility will help me in life, like when I'm a mom and my child throws up in the car on the way to work, or when I burn the dinner. Thanks, East.
Over and over, we heard the same stories of growth.
I have learned.
And engagement.
What I'm doing is important.
My work is important.
Part of growing is never stopping.
Our program has set these goals for ourselves.
More sophistication in our projects.
We know that really good projects take time, so we're using that time.
And working hard to learn new tech skills.
More community partners, more projects ideas.
So we keep building relationships.
And promoting our program on social media.
Thanks for listening to our evidence
of how the East experience
is helping kids learn and engage.